Hey guys, so I wasn't going to make a video about this because it just happened today, so obviously didn't know about it yet, but of course everyone knows now that the very, very famous actor, comedian, and Oscar winner Robin Williams passed away today, and they are saying that it was from suicide, and like the kind of suicide, I guess, like I actually forget what it's called. He either like tried to hang himself or strangle himself or put a bag over his head, like instead of just like doing it less painful way. I was really shocked when it happened, obviously, because kind of grew up watching him, and I feel like everyone, whether or not they're like they were born in like the last year of the 90s, like I was in 1998, my brother was born in 1994. We definitely watched a lot of Robin Williams movies, and people that are like maybe like a little bit younger than me, maybe born in 2000, like it doesn't matter how old you are. If you're way older or if you're way younger, you've seen Robin Williams at least once. Even as a little kid, like a very like current little kid, you probably like saw Aladdin or like Miss Doubtfire, like something, you know. Point is that he honestly touched the hearts of a lot of people like all over the world pretty much, and it's really shocking because I always think of him as like a very cheery, happy guy, and he's always in like a great mood and like makes other people happy, and it's so weird to think that he like kind of behind closed doors is like depressed and sad on his own, and it kind of makes me like remember that like there's always been like some kind of like stereotype about like comedians and how like the biggest comedians out there are actually like very sad or quiet or introverted, and like they try to make other people happy because they're not happy themselves, and it's just so weird thinking about that. Like this is like the only real celebrity death that's actually like really hitting me hard. Like I can't believe it actually happened, you know. A couple years back, like when I was just leaving 4th grade and we were going on vacation, that's like when Michael Jackson died. My family members were upset about it. My aunt, like my dad's older sister, and all of his older siblings, he has like 10 siblings, they were like really upset about it. My mom was sad about it. My grandma was sad, but she wasn't really that much of a fan. And me, I was a little kid, like I was, how old are you in 4th grade? Like what, 9, 10? It didn't really matter that much to me, but I still knew like exactly who he was, and I was really sad about it, of course, because like he's a legend. But so can you imagine how like insanely like speechless and just shocked I am about when someone you actually are a fan of and you know so well, like Robin Williams is kind of like an uncle that you don't see that often, and he makes you laugh, puts a smile on your face, and whenever you do see him you get really happy about it, and he just always has a way of cheering you up, just like the crazy uncle. And you know, like maybe I'm sure a lot of the comedians always like aspire to kind of be like him, you know, like warm up the hearts of so many people, and then he's actually like really sad on the inside. And then like when it's on breaking news, I didn't know about it, but I was just on my phone, like on Facebook or something, and then I get notifications from Gerard Way, who's the lead singer of My Chemical Romance, and like, you know, the band broke up. He made a tweet saying like, "Rest in peace, Robin Williams. You always seemed so kind and genuine." And like sometimes I see the names of celebrities and I have to think for a second, like, wait, who are they again? Like I see their name and I'm like, wait, who is that? Like when Philip Seymour Hoffman died, I like he has more adult movies, you know, so I don't really see that many of his stuff. I only remember him as like Plutarch Heavensbee from Catching Fire and Mockingjay, right? So I would see his name and I thought for a second I'd look at a picture, but like immediately I see Robin Williams and I am just shocked and really surprised by it. And then like I run into the kitchen. Dinner was ready, so my grandma and my brother are there, and I just say like, "Oh my God, Robin Williams died," and my grandma's like, "Oh my God, no!" Like, you know, my grandma's 70 years old. She's used to a lot of celebrities passing away, like celebrities she grew up watching and everything like that. But she was still really shocked by it, of course. And my brother, who's 19 years old, like he watched way more of his movies than I did, honestly, and like that was probably like an idol to him, definitely. And so he kind of didn't believe it at first, and he's just like, "Where are you seeing this from?" And then he looks at the tweet, and he's like, I felt really sad because you can actually see the pain in his eyes, and then like a minute later, it appears on the news, and then they say that he died of suicide, and then we're shocked again, and we're just like, suicide, like, you know, I thought that I first, when I first saw the tweet, I thought that he just died of a heart attack maybe, or just natural causes, but then I'm thinking, how old is he? He has to only be in like in his early like 60s, and then they say 63, and he committed suicide, and it's just really insane. You know, you never really know who's actually sad and is going through a lot of like problems. But I have like crazy emotions about it, and I'm sorry if I'm being repetitive, but I have a bunch of mixed emotions. Like I think I shed a tear for like a second, kind of sniffed, and then it came back up. You know, my emotions are mainly just shocked and sad and surprised and angry at the same time, because it's almost like something probably threw him off the edge yesterday, just yesterday, because like he presumably like choked himself to death. You know, I'm just like, I'm trying to think, like, what was it that made him so sad or depressed that he just decided to finally kill himself? Like, why? And I'm 100% like against suicide. Like I feel like, you know, I always feel terrible for whoever does it, but I also think that it's like a kind of like a selfish thing to do, because there are people that love you and they don't want you to go, and even if people love you, it really matters more if you love yourself. And so I really didn't see that coming, because I just 100% never thought of Robin Williams as being like a very sad person. My grandma said that like he always seemed like, in some interviews you can kind of see him like in a daze, or kind of like in outer space sometimes, you know, like he seemed like he had something else on his mind, but I never paid attention to that. I just see all of his movies and laugh and smile, and it's just, you know, he's just one of those people that like everyone knew, everyone loved, and it's just really, really sad, and I'm angry. And my brother said this, and my grandma said this after we found out it was suicide. My brother was just like, if he didn't commit suicide, I would probably be like crying like crazy right now. My brother was really sad. Once again, he had pain in his eyes, but he wasn't crying. I feel like he would have cried if he died of like natural causes or something. But the fact that it was suicide, it was just shocking, because seriously, everyone in my family were just completely against it, you know? We think it's like, we always, of course, feel bad for whoever does it, but we also think it's kind of like a selfish act to do, and we of course feel sympathy, but we feel like there's a different way to get out of that, you know? Like if you're really sad, you know, suicide isn't the answer. Especially, it's like you're 63 years old, and like, you know, it feels like that's like more of a thing that younger people do, like people in their 20s, 30s maybe, you know, like really young people that are probably going through something and they don't know how to get out of it, so they kill themselves. But he was 63, and it really shocks me that was his answer. You know, I feel like he was a lot more mature than that. I feel like he could have like checked into like, rehab for depression, or if he was sad. I don't really know what it was, and it's really like bothering me right now. Like I don't know how he died or why he decided to do that. And yeah, that's kind of keeping me from like bawling my eyes out, but I'm still like so sad. I think for like an hour I was just laying down and just like on Tumblr there are millions of posts already that have like thousands of notes each about Robin Williams. You know, they have like pictures of Genie and Aladdin hugging, and like quotes from like, "Oh Captain, my Captain," and everything like that, and I seriously just wanted to cry, and I forgot. I think I saw one thing, I think that was the one when it had like Genie and Aladdin, and I actually started tearing up a lot, and it was, but then once again I kind of sniffed it and it went back up, and I don't know, like I never like to deal with death, but seriously, this celebrity death is like the only one that really matters the most to me, you know, like because it wasn't just a person that I just knew of, and I just respected them for like a little bit and honoring them about their death. Like when Corey Monteith died just last summer, I was sad about it, but I don't watch Glee, you know, I was never a fan of him. I knew who he was, but I, you know, wasn't that aware of him, you know, so I wasn't that sad about his death. I kind of got over it really quickly. Michael Jackson, it's kind of like a thing you dwell on. It's really weird to think that he's dead. People like that, people like Robin Williams, you kind of think of them as just like immortal, you know? Like those kind of celebrities that are around for a very long time and they make everyone happy and everyone knows who they are. They're just kind of just like by default one of the best people ever. And it's just weird to think that they die in general, and then also weird to think that they go through their own stuff, you know? And I don't know, that's kind of my opinion on this whole thing. It's really sad that Robin Williams is dead, and I still can't believe it. I feel like I really won't believe it for like a while, you know? I'm just kind of in a state of shock right now, and I feel terrible for like his family that just saw him that day, dead, however he did it. And you know, it's just weird. You know, I guess you never know what goes on in people's lives. So, that's it, I guess.